Hey, what's up guys? Danny from Danny Mac's Kitchen. Great to see you as always. Growing up in my household, everything revolved around the kitchen. There was always somebody in there cooking something, whether it be Italian food, German food, sandwiches, whatever, you name it. But one thing that was never cooked in the kitchen was Indian food. Not even once. In fact, the first time I was exposed to Indian food was at the home of my childhood friend, Sarav. He was Indian, and I went to his house for the first time, and I walked in, and I'm like, what is that smell? And he explained to me that it was curry, and that traditionally his family, being of Indian descent, would cook with curry a lot, and I loved it, and I ate over there so many times, and it was just such a sensational experience. Now, the other day, I'm in the city, and I'm walking along, and then I just stopped. That smell. And sure enough, on the side of the road, there was a street vendor, and he was preparing some sort of Indian cuisine, and then it just dawned on me, why haven't I ever done an Indian recipe on the show before? So that's what we're going to do today, guys. I'm going to show you how to make a chicken tikka masala, which is kind of like it's like a chicken stew with like a creamy, spicy tomato sauce. It's really awesome. And even though you're going to find this item on virtually every Indian menu, it actually did not originate in India. It actually originated in Great Britain by the Bangladeshi people who own most of the Indian restaurants back in the day. So it's not from India, but it was created from Indians. And you guys are absolutely going to love it. I can't wait to show you. Let's go. So I'm using chicken thighs with this recipe. I like using the dark meat. If you want to use chicken breast, knock yourself out, do whatever you want. But this has a bone that runs in the middle of it, and it's kind of annoying to eat, so I want to show you how to remove it real quick. Simply with a really sharp boning knife, you're going to slice on each side of the bone, okay? Be very careful. Then what you're going to do is you're going to turn it, and you're going to get underneath the bone, okay? You're just going to start pulling the meat away, just like that. Don't force it. And when you get to the end, the bone is going to come right off, just like that. And now you have a perfect boneless chicken thigh to work with. Now what you're going to want to do is get a large bowl. We're going to transfer the chicken right in here, and we're going to marinate this. It's really important to marinate this before making this dish. We're going to cook it. We're not cooking it yet. We're going to marinate it with plain yogurt, not Greek yogurt. Very important. That's about 6 ounces. I have the juice of 3 limes here. And we're just going to simply season with some salt. And we're just going to work this all in. And I'm wearing gloves because, honestly, I don't like touching chicken. I think it's kind of nasty. And I probably get that from my mom. She hates it too. All right, work it in here. This is really going to soften up the meat, and it's going to make it really tender. And what you're going to want to do is marinate this for about 45 minutes to 1 hour. And then we'll get moving on. So I've heated up about 2 ounces of clarified butter over medium heat in a large saucepan. So I'm going to place the chicken, and I'm going to allow it to brown for about 2 minutes on each side. After 3 minutes or 4 minutes, this is actually probably closer to 4 minutes, we're going to flip this over. Got some nice browning going on. And we're going to cook this for another minute or 2 on this side, at which point we're just going to simply place it in a bowl and reserve it. After I move the chicken, I'm going to use the same oil. And I'm going to throw in 1 white onion that I have large dice. I don't really think you need to cut it up too small for this preparation, but all the flavor from the chicken is going to be in here. So we're going to cook this for a couple minutes until translucent. You know the deal, guys. Now I'm going to add 2 ounces of chopped garlic and about 1 ounce of chopped ginger. We're going to cook this for an additional minute or 2. Get that nice and marked in. To make this rich, beautiful sauce, I'm going to add 3 cups of crushed tomatoes. I like to add chopped plum tomatoes. You don't have to if you don't want to. Definitely, I'm going to add 8 ounces of coconut milk. A lot of times people use heavy cream. I just like using coconut milk better. I think it adds a better flavor. And I'm going to add some turmeric, about 1 tablespoon, and some cayenne pepper. Now for this last ingredient, this is Garam Masala. It's really, really important for this preparation. What this is an Indian spice blend. It's composed of nutmeg, cinnamon, cloves, mace, cardamom, cumin, peppers, and bay leaves. So I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons of that. I'm just going to work all these ingredients in, cook this for 10 minutes, and we'll finish on. So while our sauce is simmering on low, just reducing a little bit, I'm going to take our chicken thighs. I'm just going to cut them up into bite-sized pieces. It just makes it easier to eat. And yeah, let's take a look. You can still see it's a little bit raw in the middle, which is what I wanted, because we're going to reintroduce the chicken back into the sauce. We're going to cook it for another 10 minutes, and then we are set. We're going to have some awesome chicken tikka masala. Last step, guys, is to add all the chicken to your sauce. Make sure you get all these delicious juices in here too, really important because that's packed with flavor. We're just going to stir this in and we're going to simmer this on low for an additional 10 minutes and we're pretty much set. The last thing I like to do is add some freshly chopped cilantro to this. Stir it in. Let it sit for about a minute and we're good. All right, guys, let's plate it up. I have a slotted spoon just to release some additional sauce. Let me get a nice little helping here. Ah, it smells amazing. Delicious. And all I'm going to do is simply garnish with a few additional cilantro leaves right on top. And we are set. It's a beautiful thing. Enjoy, guys. Guys, I purchased my Garam Masala Indian Spice Blend at a market here in New York called Fairway, and their slogan is like no other market, and it really is like no other market. They have absolutely everything. I'm like a kid in a toy shop when I go there, and I'll go there for 2 or 3 items, and I'll leave there and I'll wind up spending like $200 or $300. It's seriously a very dangerous place for me to go. But if you don't have a market like that near you, you can simply purchase this online at Amazon for like $6 to $8. It's really, really cheap. What I love about this recipe is the ease in making it, and I love the intense flavor profile that it really has. And I totally recommend serving it with like a side of basmati rice or some grilled bread or any bread to really lap up that absolutely delicious sauce. If you have any questions or comments about today's episode, please leave them below and I'll get back to you. If you liked today's episode, please give us a thumbs up, share this with your friends and family, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you better do so now for the best weekly video recipes. I'll see you guys next week. Danny from Danny Mac's Kitchen.